I feel comparison is something most of us just naturally do. I think it's in our right mind to know what someone who is earning twice the amount as us, who is more sociable and running successful businesses, or someone who absolutely crushes you at FIFA every time you play. I think it's in our right mind to know what they do and how they do that. We often hear about how comparing ourselves to others can make us feel bad and feel worse about ourselves, but I think there's something less talked about, and something which personally I can relate to, and something which I have been unconscious of most of my life: comparing ourselves to people worse than us to get an ego boost. And I am definitely guilty of this, and it's not even something that I consciously set out to go out and find people who are doing worse than me and get this huge boost of ego. It's hard to talk about, but I think it is something that many of us can relate to doing. Like if we are struggling with something in our lives, whether it be financially or with relationships or whatever it might be, and then you just look at someone worse than you, usually we feel better. We get a kick of confidence and feeling good. What would happen if we stopped comparing ourselves to others? I feel like we are able to just feel a lot better about ourselves, be more productive, have more energy to put towards other things, and basically just lead a happier life. So I combined 3 reasons which keep us in this state of comparison and ways we can get out of it. Scarcity is ruining us. Something which I picked up on as to when I found myself comparing to other people is almost this fear of missing out, this fear of there not being enough, scarcity, of not having enough, of not being enough. And I definitely used to catch myself consistently comparing myself to Instagram accounts, and especially the amount of followers that they had, or even if some were doing worse, I'd also get that ego boost as well. It was like this underlying fear that they've got all the followers, like there's not enough for me. There's this fear of missing out, and I think the way that many of us think to counter scarcity is to adopt an abundant mindset. I think the first stage before we even get to feeling abundant is feeling that we're enough. And I read a quote from Brené Brown. I think abundance and scarcity are 2 sides of the same coin. The opposite of scarcity is enough, or what I call wholeheartedness. Instead of adopting this abundant mindset, adopting an enough mindset of feeling enough right here, right now, and just always feeling that there is nothing more that we need, nothing less. And I think what we find is that there's always going to be someone better than us, and there's always going to be people worse than us as well. Knowing that you're enough, you've got enough. Drop the competitiveness. I feel like throughout the years I definitely developed a competitive mind frame, and I always wanted to be a step ahead of everybody else and be better, and I would feel good when I was better and did better than other people. And if we go to like kindergarten, like going through all of school and university and everything else, you just like, it's always a race, it's a ranking, who's better, who's worse. And I think it's kind of naturally been ingrained into us to always beat the person next to you, always be a foot in front. Really pushing myself as a kid to be the best at literally mostly everything that I did. I definitely came across the negative side of being competitive, and I think I've learned that life flows a lot better in harmony with everyone and with everything. We're meant to collaborate, not be competitive. And it's like a collaborative versus competitive mindset. And when we just can look at other people's achievements and let that bring us joy and let us be happy for them, but also it can bring us motivation to know that we can achieve exactly what they've achieved. And it's really all just perception at the end of the day. And I feel like many of us certainly do perceive the achievements and the lifestyles and the life status of other people in negative ways rather than looking at it in a positive way. So not going against people, but going with people and going with the flow. You're striving for the wrong path. I think that we admire certain people to the extent that we try and imitate them. You know, if you look at anyone, I guess, successful, however success looks for you, you know, they did not follow the path of anyone else. You know, like, who's the Harry Potter dude? What's his name? Shit, I literally forgot his name. Anyway, Harry Potter, the actor, he did not follow anyone's path. He followed his own path. He did not try and be the next KSI. Many successful people follow their own path, and I think that's something that we should definitely take on board and realize that when we are comparing ourselves, what are we comparing with? The achievements of someone else whose life situation is completely different to us, and they've made completely different decisions, they have got different environments. It just doesn't make sense. The most impressive thing is how we can mold our own journey, our own unique path to creating our own success. Just want you to know that there's a much happier life lying on the other side of comparison. And don't get me wrong, like, I still drop into times of comparison and where I catch myself comparing to others, but these points and this way of looking and perceiving comparison and why I do it has definitely helped me a lot more to come out of it. So hopefully it can have the same impact on you as it has on me. And yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that big fat red button at the bottom of this video that says subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos, and also smash the like button. That would really help me out and help the algorithm push it out to a lot more people. So yeah, if you could smash that like button, that would be just honestly amazing. Make sure to have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it may be, and I will see you next video. Peace.